Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. Gone are the days of paper mail. Today we live in a society with our communication dominated by online correspondence and text messaging. In fact, in a study conducted by the Radicati Group, 62.86% of business professionals prefer email correspondence for business purposes. In addition, the average office worker in the United States receives 121 emails per day. As college students, I'm sure we're all very familiar with online correspondence, but is our experience enough? After all, writing is certainly not a favorite pastime of the college student, with a study conducted last year by the Primary Research Group showing that of a sample of 1,141 college students across the US, only 30% had written a paper beyond the length of 10 pages. With this in mind, today I'll be demonstrating the proper techniques for writing a formal and professional email correspondence. I feel that I'm qualified to present this advice to you, as I spent several years as the head of board recruitment for the New Paradigm Theater Company's Youth Board of Directors, a position in which I had to create such correspondences to recipients of various demographics on a daily basis. So, let's begin at the most logical point, the subject line. Your subject line is the first impression that the recipient will receive of both you and your email. As such, it should be informative, meaningful, and brief. As you can see in my demonstration, I entitled my subject line as New Paradigm Theater Youth Board Application. This made sense in the context of the correspondence, as the recipient had expressed prior interest in joining our application and therefore automatically knew from the subject line what the email would entail. Your subject line should always be formal and never too lengthy, as it should be more of an informative title for your email. Following your subject line, you must have an opener. I'm subscribed to the belief that any opener should be formal, and the Dear Blank template always seems to work. As you can see in my demonstration, I wrote, Dear Kaylee. This works because it provides a professional air and allows for the recipient to view you as intellectual and worthy of their time. Now that we've covered the beginning of your email, let's begin getting into the meat of it. Your introduction is the next step. It should precede the body of your email and introduce yourself as the sender to the recipient and make you memorable while also providing you with an image of friendliness, warmth, and helpfulness. In my demonstration, I wrote, This is Jimmy Wright, head of board recruitment for the New Paradigm Theater Company's Youth Board of Directors. We met outside of ShopRite last Tuesday, where you expressed interest in joining us. By directly mentioning the time that we met last week, and also the circumstances in which we met, I allowed for my recipient to warm up to the message and myself. Now, the message itself. I'll spare you the details of this long body, but instead summarize it into key points. I began by expressing excitement that the recipient was interested in joining our organization. I provided information about the New Paradigm Theater Company itself, provided the application form and important contact details for myself and for the company, gave detailed directions, and also offered a bit of friendly advice. By expressing excitement and offering advice, I related to my recipient, which also allowed them to warm up to my message and be more willing to fulfill the goal of the email. And it also gave me another instance in which I had a friendly image. Now, of course, your message can be a little lengthier than any other component of the email, so take some time to relate to your viewer while still remaining concise about the key point of your email. And finally, no email is complete without a closer. Your closer is the most open-ended part of your email, and you can put more of your own personality into it without any goals. A lot of people go for sincerely or regards. I personally went with thank you and good luck, in the knowledge that my recipient would hopefully be filling out an application to be reviewed by myself and the rest of the theater company. I hope that today has provided you with some valuable lessons. I would like to provide you with key takeaways, 5 of them in fact. The first is that your subject line is the first impression of your email and yourself. It is very important that it be informative, meaningful, and brief, and act as an informative title for your email itself, as a study by the Radicati Group showed that 17% the open rate of your emails would increase by 17% if a personalized subject line was given. Your second point is that a formal opener is always helpful to provide an air of professionalism. Your third point is that an introduction, which provides you A memorable appearance and also gives you a friendly, warm, and helpful image is necessary for the recipient to be open to your message, which is to convey the idea of your email. And finally, your closer should be written in a personalized and open-ended way that expresses interest in the recipient. As college students, our education is geared towards moving us forward in a career path, and we must be ready to meet these demands of the business world, starting with writing a formal correspondence. And with that, I thank you for your time. I'll now conduct a question and answer session. Would anyone have a question? Yes.
So I'm a college student and I'm always writing emails to professors. What is an effective yet formal way to conclude an email?
So when writing to professors, it's always important to know that they have your education in mind and they want you to learn what they want to teach. So it's always good to express some excitement about the content of the course that you're taking and also to show interest in the professor. So with a lot of correspondences with professors, I end with, thank you, and I'm very excited to be working with you this year. I'm very excited to learn about this, and then I offer my name. Any other questions? Yes.
In a subject line, do you always have to capitalize or use like grammatical tools in the subject line?
Not at all. So there's certain situations which would warrant that. I personally view a subject line as a title, so I tend to do that, but it's a habit. Let's say you're in an office and there was a leak in one of the bathrooms. Your subject line to maintenance might be, there's a leak in the bathroom on the second floor.
Okay.
And that'll allow the maintenance staff to know what they're getting into when they read the email and be better prepared to deal with it.
Okay.
I think that's all the time that we have for today. So again, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I wish you good luck in all future composures of your emails. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir.